completely different understanding. Context switching is different concept entirely. That is internal, right? It's not these asynchronous, concurrent, and parallel is, these are abstractions. Abstraction means these are idea, thinking. It's not related to any, internal implementation. You know what is abstraction, right? This is idea. It can be implemented by individual, technology. Yes. Yes, Gautam.
Yeah, so my understanding is like asynchronous. In case of asynchronous, we offload some of the IO bound or kind of external
No, again you
service
went to a
related work.
specific. Again went to a specific, right? No, I went. Okay.
So the task
So
is
that is
offloaded to a
what you are
background
talking
thread.
about in terms of .NET. That's correct. So again, we discussed that day, right? I think we need to have very clear discussion on this. Okay. So let me take this example. Right. Tell me what is this? This is right now. This is okay. Let me take simple example. Okay. Let me take simple. So suppose I have one method. Okay. I'm saying go. And this is nothing. This is doing simple parallel. I can say 1000, right? And console.write. Here I can say I. Okay. Is like this. Or I can say X. Simple. X. This is another matter. I can say go X, go Y. Here I will say Y. Okay. And here simply I will execute X. Now add today's days, right? Again, I'm saying now understanding these deep concepts are more important as the use of AI, all simple boilerplate code and everything will be, it will be simply, generated or written or assisted. Okay. So you need to now the people who knows deep concept, deep understanding, right? And can think about architecture, think about the existing code that is running, improvement, performance will be valued more. Again, that's why we need to go as deep as possible. Okay. Because simple things will be done, right, Urmi? So
Yeah, Chandan.
So just try to understand, try to be processor, then hard disk. Hard disk is important. Hard disk means storage is important to process something. Okay. So let's try to understand, go deep into something. Okay. So no, you are right. Some way, Gautam. I'm not saying you are not right, but that is secondary. What you are talking about, right? That is second thing. Second, it's kind of use case. Okay. It's kind of one of the use case. Okay. There it is related. Okay, so but we will understand now. Okay, this is I'll make it static because static method, right? Only static work. Why static, by the way? I cannot use instance here. Any reason? That is another point of discussion. So now, if I start this right, let's see. Second. Oh, okay. 1 second. This is another class I'm using, so I can use dot test. So I'm thinking to have for each concept, let's create one separate class. Now you see, right? First X started executing, then Y, right? This is synchronous, Gautam, or asynchronous?
This is synchronous.
Is it anything related to IO or CPU or something? If I write CPU bound code or IO bound code, will it matter here?
No.
No, right? And whether I'm pulling database values or using the CPU to calculate something, printing something, doesn't matter. And this is synchronous, right? So that proves, right? It doesn't matter whether it's CPU, IO, nothing, right? In terms of asynchronous, right? Now let's create one thread. Okay, let's talk about thread first. Okay. So definitely we have a namespace in .NET. So this is I'm using .NET example, but if you learn this right, you can use any programming, AI, any concept you will be comfortable. Okay, when parallel asynchronous, when it terms comes right, any kind of technology you will comfortable, you can adopt easily. You will not be focused on any technology after this, but definitely in one technology we need to have understand the example, then you can be comfortable anywhere. Okay, so whether JS or something. Okay, so threading. This is the class. Okay, this is the namespace, and inside that there is class called thread. Okay, okay. So thread. This is class. Everyone aware about this class? Okay. If we see this class, right, we need to initialize this. Okay. In this class, okay, in this class, something it is expecting at the constructor side. What is that? So what is this? Anyone? Parameterized thread start. What is this? What is this? Or something is called thread start. What is this?
I think the method which should be called for
So
initializing
this
this
is
thread.
this is delegate. Okay, delegate. This is thread
Okay.
start delegate. Okay, thread start delegate. What it does? Thread start delegate. What is delegate? Anyone can tell me? What is delegate? So let's see what is this, right? Delegate means you can pass any method, okay, of same signature. Otherwise, if you don't define delegate here, the operation will be fixed. But once we define delegate means any operation you can pass to the thread. Okay, these are operations, right? These methods are operation. I'm calling it operation. Okay, so thread perform an operation. An operation we can it's us who will choose the operation, right? And thread will run that operation on particular CPU. Okay, and what is the way we can pass operations in .NET? It is the only way we can pass through delegate. Okay, and let's check this thread start. A delegate, and if we can we go to definition of this, checking whether it's allowing me or not. Yes. So you see, right? Delegate has certain signature, means any method that is void type, right? It's not taking any parameter and return type is void. You can pass, okay, to that. Okay. So now, if you see here, this go method are void type, right? You see, right? So I can pass, let's pass go y to this. Okay. Okay. And let's go X directly I'm running. Let me remove this. Or let's do this way. Okay. Let's start first. Okay. Now I defined what will happen. Anyone can guess the output of this? What will happen?
I think it will be in random orders, X, Y.
No, it will print only X. It will not do anything. Okay. So we need to
Okay,
start the
I
thread.
think, yeah, we need to call run methods and all.
We need to start, not run method. We need to call the start method. I'm being very specific at this point because I'm going in detail. That is the reason. Okay. I'm not okay. I'm going in very detail. So detail and slow. Okay. So you can understand. Now thread start will start the thread. Okay. And then go X. Now how many threads are there at this point right now?
Two.
Two threads, right? So one is
Yeah.
main thread, that is default thread, right? Within second is custom thread that we are executing. Okay. And in that point, we can pass only we are passing this operation. go Y. Okay. Now it's not a random order, right? These are two parallel threads, right? Are executing together now. Okay. So once this is and this start method, right? Let me start some sleep method so that like this, right? So that and or not required for now. Let's see. So what will happen here? Once start will come, it will wait for this method to execute. Mega?
It will not wait. It will keep executing both the threads parallelly.
No, after see. Okay. Now if I put this thread of sleep, thread not here, sorry, here. If I pass thread dot sleep 1000. Now tell me, will it wait for
So
1 second?
for
Here, this start method, wait
by
for
the
this to
time,
come.
yeah, so it will print GOX first, and after 1000 milliseconds or something, then it will call this GOY method.
No, that is no. My question is not that. My question is this start method, right? It will wait for 1 second, then come to this, or directly it will come to go X.
So two different threads, right? So first GoX will
Again,
be
I'm asking. No. My question is the only question is Durga. Try to understand the question. My question is line number 19, right? Just focus here. I'm
okay.
saying this go Y will take 1 second. We all know, right? Then it will start executing this line, right? So this go start, this thread start will execute this operation. It will wait for 1 second, then it will come to go X.
Will not wait, Chandan,
No,
because
it will
it is
not
a
wait.
separate thread
Separate.
which
Yeah.
will wait.
Correct. So now we know that immediately. So this is called non-blocking method. The method that will not wait for, right? That will not wait for completely executing the, right? Immediately it will trigger the operation. It will return. Okay. It will come out and control will come out and go to the next instruction, right? This is called non-blocking methods. There are two kind of methods, blocking and non-blocking. The method which does not wait for whole operation to be executed, right? It's called non-blocking, or this is called asynchronous method. Okay. Means it's not synchronous to, below method. It will just simply trigger this operation, right? Trigger this operation and it will come out and it will, go to next instruction. Everyone understood what is blocking or non-blocking? Any method, right? If directly I put the go X here, go Y here, right? Versus go Y if I put here directly. This go Y will completely execute, right? It will take 1 second plus whatever time, then it will go here, right? But start method, you see, right? This will not take complete time, right? Of go Y. Immediately it will go to next instruction. So you understand what is non-blocking method? Or this is called in another term, asynchronous method. Right? Now, Gautam, you understand? Still, it is not worried about whether it's IO operation or it's non-IO, right?
Yes.
Correct. So everyone clear this understanding, right? We are not talking right now. It's a concept, right? It's a just idea, abstraction. Inside that, it can be have anything, right? So now, if I run this, these are in parallel. So 1 second, let me remove this so that you can see real parallelism. Okay. So now you see, right? Actually, console it will not show in this is single console, right? They are running in parallel and sending to console, right? So you are seeing something mix up, right? But these are running in parallel, right? In two threads, right? Internally, still we don't know, right? Which processor, what, right? It's not in our control. It depends on thread, right? How it is being used. It's operating system, right? How it is using the code. But high level, we know just that yes, this is non-blocking method. This will immediately come out. Okay. So this is clear, right? What is asynchronous? Everyone is clear. What is non-blocking or asynchronous method? Durga, Amresh,
Yeah, Chandan,
Mega,
I have one
Bhumi.
doubt here. So what is IO thread here? See, it is a
When
GoX
you
is
are
IO.
asking leading question, Durga, anything I have explained, you understood so far?
Yeah, that I understood.
I will forward. I will tell right further what
Okay.
is IO or CPU bound operation. But do not
Okay.
ask leading question. Oh, you can ask. I mean, if it is will be leading question, I will tell you. I will cover further. Step by step. Yes, Gautam. Yeah.
Yeah, so here I have one, I mean, somewhere, sometime if you send me this snippet, I can also try out. So my question is that if the main thread exits early, I mean, go X, if it prints and only up to 10 number, so, and it will return, right? So will it also end the child thread, I mean, the second, the custom thread also?
So there is concept of background thread and foreground thread. Okay. This is not depend on main thread or child thread. If any of the foreground thread is live, it will, again, I wanted to cover that in next,
Okay,
upcoming
fine.
sessions, but
Maybe.
I can explain you this is quick to explain. So there are concept of foreground and background thread. Foreground thread, what happens? It waits. You can assign whether thread is a background or foreground. You can set the property. By default, the main thread is foreground thread. So is background, right? You can say false, it will become the foreground thread. Okay. So at least one foreground thread should be live. Otherwise, if all foreground threads are dead, right, though your main program will close. You understood that thing,
Yes.
everyone? This
Can
is
you
behavior
quickly,
provided by
quickly,
.NET. Okay.
can
It
we
means
check
nothing.
quickly here
Just
20 count?
yeah, just a property foreground versus background. Okay. So foregrounds mainly you want background you want to run in background, right? Depend on some foreground thread. Okay, that's why you are telling background. These are not main threads, right? So at least one foreground thread should be alive. Okay, so everyone understood so far whatever I'm telling. Okay.
Yeah, Chandan. Chandan, I have a doubt.
Hmm.
So you mentioned that it will not be in a random order. Then how can we identify the order in which we'll get the output? Because these are two different threads which are running,
You
right?
cannot. That is the problem. Thread has always problem of orders. Parallel. I mean, you cannot know, right?
That's
They are running in their own mode, right? So you
that's the
cannot
only
control the
concept.
order. That is
That's the
only
only concept.
synchronous programming. You can control the order by default. I mean,
Right.
you have to do some tricks, some synchronization. That is called synchronization. If really there is dependency, right? If you are executing something in parallel, they are independent. You are at certain point of time. Gaurav, you are saying something?
No, I was saying the same thing. Like it's the only concept that's why we use thread for parallelism. We
It's
don't
not a
have
drawback.
yeah.
It's not a drawback.
Not
It's a
I'm
property. We
saying
know
it's a
if
scenario.
yeah,
Just
it's a scenario.
just a
If
yeah.
we know that these two operations are independent for time being. I mean, maybe some path will match in future, right? But for current point of time, these are independent. You are running in parallel. Otherwise, you cannot run in parallel, right? If one
Right.
result of one operation depend on other, right? You need suppose go y needed the result of this x, right? You have to first execute this, then you can execute go y, right? Mega.
Yeah.
Then comes the
Yeah, actually, I was
thread sign.
thinking that only in initially. That's why I got confused. Got it.
Correct. So far, everyone clear, right? Synchronous and synchronous. What is just simply it is talking about blocking and non-blocking. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay. Now, now there is suppose there is one message I want to show. Okay. Um, right. I will say console dot write line. Very simple scenario. Okay. Just thread go y is ended. Right. Let me take this right here. I ran some operation, right? And I am running this, right? So go x is let it do. And here I can say thread dot sleep dot 500 console dot write line, something I'm doing for separation. Okay. Now I'm saying console dot go y is ended once it ended, right? I'm running this. I'm seeking very simple scenario. Now you see, right? Still before it started, it said thread go y is ended. That is the problem, right? We are facing. You see, right? Mega here. It should come after y, right?
Yeah.
Correct? So now it's a problem. Now we know that this operation, whatever simple, even it is simple operation, but we want to make it after this thread, right? Now we have synchronization problem that typically, wherever, now this is dependent, we cannot run in parallel. We know after this thread only, once this is complete, this operation we have to execute. So this is synchronization issue, right? We know this particular operation, console.writeLine, right? Thread go y end message, right? We can show only after this, right? How we can do? We can do, there is something called blocking methods, okay? Something called blocking methods, I will show you. So there is one of the blocking method is join, okay? Thread join. So we can say thread dot join. I mean this thread, I can name it. It's for better readability, right? You can go y thread go y dot join. So what will happen? It will stop here at this line number 23. Once go y will be completed, right? Then only it will move forward. So suppose you are executing, triggering other parallel operation, but you know before this operation executed, right? You need to complete this go y. So this is called synchronization, a blocking method. Blocking. Synchronization means it's a blocking. In one word, you can say blocking methods. Thread block. They are blocking whatever thread you are calling, right? So there are two methods, sleep and join. Two methods, those are blocking your current thread. Okay. Means thread will not do anything. Thread will wait simply. Okay. So this is thread join, and then so or we are using for synchronization, right? So you see right now thread y has completed and we can say thread go y is ended, right? Or better clarity, I can say \n. You see right. This is clear. Thread y is ended, right? Mega, it is clear. Gaurav, all clear, right? Gautam, it is clear.
So Chandan, how is it making this synchronous, the join method? That part I'm not
What it
quite
does,
clear.
right? It will block your current thread at this point. So actually, what has happened, right? Your join, right? What will happen? It will wait at this point, right? This is another execution path, right? You assume, right? This is another execution path, the main thread path. This is main thread, right? This is main
Yeah.
thread. This is main thread. This is step 1, step 2, step 3. This is synchronous. Thread join, what will do, right? It internally it will check this still it is executing, right? Until this execution will complete, it will block. Okay.
Okay.
Internally it will block
It will
until this
block
go
the
y
main
is
thread.
completed. If already completed, it will come out immediately. Suppose by here, right? Till here, if it is coming, yes, Gaurav. Yeah. Yes, Gaurav. You are saying something?
Yeah, I'm saying it will block the main thread until that
Yes.
thread is complete because we are
Yeah.
calling from the main thread.
Yeah. If you're calling from any thread, right? If you're calling from this thread, go y, it will block that thread execution. Okay.
Okay.
So simply it will block at line number 33 until 23 until this completed go y. Okay, Megha, this is clear, right? Very
Yeah.
simple, right?
Yeah.
Then it will move to next step, right? So that's why threads start becoming complex. Your core thread, right? You see, right? You have to various things you have to do, right? Simple operation you are using join, blocking, right? Okay. So same way, right? Thread sleep also same kind of blocking method. Just that it will. One second, so thread is a static method, right? You can block for some particular time. Okay. This is also same. It's a synchronous method or blocking method. It will block. See, it will block for a few seconds and then you see it is come. Right. So these two methods are blocked. Okay. So this is clear so far. Right. So this is we have to do for synchronization. Okay. This is everyone clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine then. Okay. This is one thing. Now, let's talk about something. So this is definitely this is running on processor plus this is IO bound operation. This console dot write, this is write line. There are some operation those are being called from database, right? Still, those IO bound operation, right? You are using thread. So these threads, right? Again, using the multi-core, right? There are core for each thread, right? Can use multiple cores, right? And each thread will take time, some time. Once you create the thread, start it, it will take some MB of memory. Again, stack will be allocated, right? So it's a costly operation, right? If suppose multiple IO bound operation, right? Let's discuss about IO bound operation. What is IO bound? Anyone? Now let's come to that topic, right? First I will cover. We have 3 minutes. Let's discuss. Tomorrow we'll continue. What is IO bound operation? I hope lot of things are clear. At least some basics are clear. So what is IO bound operation? Anyone?
IO bound are a kind of non-local computing
So
operations which are
simply
coming from
simply
outside.
that is not right using CPU, right? Within your process, current process. You don't know. It will use CPU, but not in your current process. Suppose we are saying, yeah, people are saying it's not using CPU, but that is not completely true. It's using somewhere. Suppose you are running the database operation, right? It's not in your current operation, current .NET process, but somewhere in some computer, it's your DB, DB query is running. It's using their processor, memory, or something, right? But at least we can say, yes, you can say it's not using your current process CPU. Okay. So within current process, it is not using any CPU or core. Okay. Everyone is clear. So this is called IO bound operation. We are waiting some data. IO bound means whether we are sending some data to some process or we are receiving, we are tend to receive some data. So in this case, what we are doing in this console.write line, it's a IO bound operation. Okay. This is IO bound operation. What is this? What is this doing? What is this doing? This is doing what? This is sending data or receiving data? Mega?
Sending data
Sending data to
to the
console.
console.
Correct. To the console. Console is a separate process. Although it looks like it's a third party process. I mean, not coming under this .NET. This is third party. It's sending data. Okay. So yes, same way, if we are receiving some data from database, right? For example, this operation I've written, a small operation, right? You can see, right? So just tell me. I will write some operation. Just let me know. These are second. Here I can say some ops. What is the time? I will take 1 more minute. Tell me what is this? This is IO bound or CPU bound operation? This particular operation. Tell me anyone. Durga, that these two operations are CPU bound or IO bound? This operation is CPU bound or IO bound?
That is the IO bound, I think.
And second one?
Second one is also IO bound.
No, this is I would say
CPU
this is
bound.
CPU bound, CPU bound. You see, right? This is receiving data and then on imply this is business logic is getting executed. This is calculating something. So mostly
Okay.
when you receive the data and performing operation in memory, right? It's mostly CPU bound operation. Doing some calculation, for example, very simple, add, right? Adding two number in num1 comma in num2, right? This is simply your um, this is simply your This is your CPU bound operation, or logical or calculation is CPU bound operation, right? But again, this is what kind of Durga operation? This one, self details. This one.
So this is IO bound.
This is IO bound. Again, this is CPU bound. If you are doing calculation, again, it depends on subjective, right? If you are doing calculation locally, right? If you are again retrieving something from outside, it's a IO bound. Okay. So this is CPU bound. Now tell me, once this is IO bound, do you need really special extra thread for this created? If we use thread, right, definitely it is needed thread. So conventional thing, right, we are using thread. But problem is we have several thousands of IO bound operation. We are using thousands of thread. So there is concept called thread pool to avoid creating n number of threads. With minimal thread, we try to optimize that. So let's discuss in next session. Okay, any doubt, any question, anything? Okay, in that case, thank you everyone. Talk to you in next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.